huge news. The rest of the Dark Pictures titles dropped, and there's 5 of them, for a total of 9 games, not counting Switchback, of course. So that's the entire lineup of Season 2, as well as a bonus game. Let's take a look at the logos and see what we can guess based on them. The Craven Man. We seem to be looking at a folk horror Wicker Man type of thing here. What with the apparent Wicker Man right there standing in for the A in the logo. Given that folk horror generally requires a rural location, this will likely be the Rathlin Island set game, inspired by Zane's map. Will Zane be a playable character? Only time will tell. But that would certainly be a way to A, get Nick Tarabi back to play Salim's son, which would be a huge win, and B, to sell a hell of a lot of copies to House of Ashes fans, which is just a great idea. Directive 8020. So, moon horror confirmed, I guess? We knew this was coming after the Forgotten Apollo newspaper in Little Hope, as well as the crows, which represent the curator, sitting in front of the moon during the opening credits. As for what the title means, I wouldn't be surprised if it was some kind of a what to do if you encounter alien life thing, like the Crew Expendable directive from Alien. One note though, directives are more something I associate with European governments, rather than American. Americans tend to have things like rules, orders, and protocols. Directive sounds like something the British government would do, although that could just be a language quirk of mine and not an actual clue. Intercession. We've got an inverted cross, we've got tarnished Gothic script, and we've got a title tied to Catholic theology. And let's not forget that there's an ad for The Devil in Me, nodding directly to The Exorcist. I think it's safe to say that we're going to be getting a demonic possession-themed game. The title might actually point us in the direction of a plot point in the game, because intercession is the technical term for praying for a saint's help with something. Considering the curator's habit of constantly giving us hints about how to get through dangerous situations, could he be the saint being referenced in the title? Oh, death. We're getting a game about the curator? Is it really happening? How would this work exactly? Is he going to be a character before his death? Are characters going to see him hanging around in their game and then follow him back to his home plane of existence? Will we get to walk around and investigate the curator's library in a Dark Pictures game? That would involve every dream coming true at once. Unfortunately, that's probably not what it is. While the other 4 trademark filings are definitively about video games, with rights being reserved under the categories of games, entertainment services, and software, Oh Death, on the other hand, is registered in a 4th area as well. The 3 we just mentioned, and card games. The logo is the curator with a skull face as the art on a playing card, so it's possible that this is some kind of a spin-off collectible card game thing, just as it's seeming more and more likely that Switchback is a spin-off VR rail shooter, just like Rush of Blood. Personally, I never play collectible card games, but if the curator is going to be hosting one, obviously I'll make an exception. Winterfold. This is the terrible, hard-to-contain situation that the Aegis people reference at the end of House of Ashes. Up until now, we haven't had any clue as to what that might be, so it's great that we finally have a piece of evidence beyond the name of a forest near Supermassive Games' offices. As you can see, the Winterfold logo is a town's road sign with a bloody handprint on it. We can't get much from that, but in recent popular fiction, bloody handprints are inextricably linked with zombie horror, and a zombie virus would be something that was hard to contain. So obviously my first guess is that they're going to be making a zombie-themed game. Perhaps this is why researching mold came up in the AMA, as a way to justify what infectious substance can turn people into zombies? Will this be set in the past and feature Brooks and Miller from House of Ashes in some capacity? Is this going to be the climax of some running narrative, where we learn more and more about the Aegis organization in each game, until they're featured prominently in this one? So many possibilities. I can't wait until we have more info about Winterfold. So that's the titles we have. But the question is, in what order will we be getting the games? Obviously, we have no clue, which means it's time for wild guesses. Here's the order that makes the most sense to me. Game 5 is Craven Man, 6 is Directive 8020, 7 is Intercession, 8 is Winterfold. What is that order based on? Well, Winterfold I'm putting last because an Aegis-involved story, which I'm guessing it is, seems like something to build to as a climax. I put Intercession as 7, to keep it as far from The Devil in Me as possible, since putting them anywhere near each other seems a little too on the nose. Directive 80/20 goes at 6 because moon horror is a wild swing to take for the franchise, so you want to make sure people are fully invested in the series before trying something like that, which leaves Craven Man at 5, since there's no other place it could be based on my existing guesses. Also, you don't want to make people wait too long for Zane to be in a game. As for the other 2 games, I have no idea when we might see them. I'm hoping to see Switchback as a launch title for the PSVR 2, assuming it is, in fact, a rail shooter. But as for O'Death, we're just gonna have to wait for more information. It's an exciting day to be a Supermassive Games fan, huh?
I've been the Hidden Object Guru, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to see more from me, drop by the stream on YouTube and Twitch. Weekdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, weekends, noon Eastern. Special thanks to my patrons Marissa, Desire, Eduardo, Brian, and Joanne. If there's any topics you want to see covered in future videos, please mention them in the comments section. I'll see you back here for more Dark Pictures, but until then, au revoir.